Cody, Windy City Smokeout, Chicago. I know this isn't your first rodeo here, pun intended, but not intended. What do you think about this lovely city of ours?
That's great. You know, Chicago's always been great to me. Ed Warm took a shot on me, with Joe's on Weed Street. At that time, I was not selling that many tickets.
How long ago are we talking?
I mean, you're talking a decade or more ago, man.
Really?
And we came up and we played and probably put 200 people in there. And Ed pulled out all the expenses and was like, hey, it's okay. I'm going to pay you in full. Don't worry about it. Just come back. Keep coming back. And so we got to where we were too big for Joe's on Weed Street. So we moved to Joe's and Joe's Live. And then, we got to do Windy City Smokeout as an opener. And then we got booked as a headliner. And I got sick. And I felt so horrible that I had let my friend Ed down. And I called him personally and was like, I couldn't talk. I was talking like this. And so, I have a little bit of a chip on my shoulder for tonight. Like, I've been waiting to come back and prove, like, Ed, I can come headline without getting sick.
So you're about to put on the show your life tonight?
Yes.
All right. I didn't know that you got sick, but when Ed told me you canceled, because Ed's a near dear friend of mine, I took it so personal that I said I will never listen to his music again. I will never interview him again. I hate this guy. But,
Ed apparently threw a laptop across the room and cussed me out pretty good.
Spiked it, throwing water bottles.
It was the worst. It was one of those moments
he's
like
a small package, but like
he's got a lot of fire in there.
A lot of fight, yeah.
Man, I've played with broken bones. I've played with 105-degree fever.
Damn.
I've played with salmonella poisoning. Like, the only way I don't play a show is if I can't sing.
Right.
Because to me, it's unfair to the audience. You paid this ticket out of your hard-earned American dollar. Yep. You need the best that I can be. And when I couldn't talk, like I told Ed, I was like, I just wish I could just, like, take a shot of something and just make it better, but it doesn't work that way. But that's why tonight is so important to me.
So two of our co-hosts are in the alt-rock world. One for AWOL Nation, if you've heard of them. The other for Congos, if you've heard of them. They're not here today, obviously, but I forget who it was. I know Stevie Nicks just canceled a show like a week ago or so, and she was like fucking melting down, crying. Someone else did it. I think it was Morgan Wallen, actually. I'm sorry.
Yeah, last night, Tampa.
No, he canceled it like a year ago, or someone did.
It was last night.
And they're like, you don't understand. That is literally every artist's absolute worst possible
There's just a lot of pressure
nightmare.
on you because if I don't work, none of this works. And you got to think about, I've got 20-something men that have families and women that have families that depend on me to do my job.
Right.
So at the end of the day, like when you wake up and you start feeling sick a few days before a show, you're like, oh crap. Like that's why like this week I've had several IVs. I've been battling sinus allergy crap, all the supplements, all the hydration, all the sit in the bus all day and don't talk. Like this is the first time I've been outside my bus intentionally. It wasn't because I didn't want to go be social. It's because I was just making myself text and not talk. So,
Man, you are putting a lot of pressure on yourself for this show.
There's a lot
tonight.
of pressure, man. This is every show.
Really?
This is every show, yeah, man. I mean, people rely on you to put food on their tables, and they also rely on you to come out and deliver on that fun time that they've been expecting and they've been prepping for. And in today's society, moments like tonight where we don't think about what just happened with former
On a
President
serious
Trump.
note, yes.
This is music heals people. And it's very important for me to do my job, and if I can't do my job, it crushes you, man.
Amen.
So tonight is very important.
And I cannot wait for your set. It's going to be the first time I've seen you in person. Were there anybody back to because I love running it back to the like nostalgia days, when you were up and coming, going to Joe's on Weed and doing the little dive bar tours? Did you ever tour with like anybody like Corey Smith or anybody and get to know those guys?
No.
Do you know who Corey Smith is?
Yeah.
So he's on my Mount Rushmore of guys that I want to just like sit in a dive bar and lob up beers with, because he's like he knows everybody, but he's like not famous enough where he's gonna get mobbed by people, Yeah. So I like always loved hearing stories about guys like you who are just massive, knowing guys like him that like there's that little.
We always came from a different direction though, because being from Texas. It was harder for us. We didn't travel in a lot of the same circles as a lot of people that were on the van and trailer days level, because we were told, you're not ever going to make it out of Texas. And that was the worst thing you can do with me, is tell me I can't do something. So I went, okay, let's go play in New York. Let's just see what happens.
New York City,
let's go play in
yeah.
Chicago. Let's go to California. That's where we'll start. And so that's what really built up that independent following of what we call the Kojo Nation that led to this national, now global success, man.
We just talked to a guy, good friend of yours, Ian. He gave us the green light to call you Kojo. Just so you know. We asked his permission.
For boys now.
He's awesome, by the way.
Trent Willman gave me that
Yeah.
nickname a long time ago. Obviously, Cody Johnson, Joe. In Spanish, like a true translation, it means like lame. Cojo.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, like a lame horse. I was like, you could have picked such a better nickname, bro, but it stuck. So I'm stuck with this lame nickname.
You gotta like you've seen 8 Mile, I'm sure. Papadoc 'em.
Yeah.
Spin it. You know.
Yeah, I love it. Man.
I am a fucking bum. I do live in a trailer with my mom. I am named Kojo. Coho, bro. You
bro.
know? So what do you got next? What do you got coming up? New album, new music dropping anytime soon?
Actually, this fall we will
This fall?
have the deluxe edition of Leather. So I had all this music, and I'd just done Human, the double album, and I was like, I don't want to do a double album again. Seems a little bit redundant. Seems like you're going to lose interest. So we released the 12 tracks with 13 tracks in the pocket that I really was a fan of. Chris Lacey from Warner Nashville says, I have this idea. Let's do a deluxe edition to where it'll all be eligible for like album of the year together. You know, it's when you download it, it's going to be one album, but we're going to release it at separate times. I thought this was a great idea because it gives the consumer time to like really digest the first 12 songs. These are the singles. I love these B cuts. Holy crap, there's another album coming out. Okay, let's shift our focus over here, but it's all one album. So I'm excited about it. There's some really big singles coming off of this.
That is a great
surprises.
idea.
I can. Your excitement's palpable right
What-
now. Your like hand motions.
What's
your
the
voice.
What's the additional material that's going to be on it?
13 brand new songs.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so like you'll have your 12 original songs from Leather.
So
then you'll
it's
have
another
13
double album.
brand new album, but it's a deluxe.
Gotcha. I got to ask you what changed production wise on, I guess, Human even. Like the production is incredible on these last 2 albums.
Man,
Yeah.
after working hard enough, I've been doing this 17 years. You finally reach a point financially to where, as an independent artist, I was doing fine. But when you make a deal like I made with Warner, the success and the revenue that is generated from that, I didn't go buy a Ferrari. I went into the studio and said, I don't give a damn what it costs. We're going to make this record exactly like we want to make it. Perfect. And so now, like, I don't even ask. I don't care what the music video costs. I don't care what the album costs because the album needs to be perfect. So whenever I hand it to you and say, hi, I'm Cody Johnson, and you listen to it, you get exactly who I am. You feel my soul. You feel exactly who I am as an artist.
Dude,
How long does that process take now
Oh.
compared to like prior?
Months and months and months of pre-production on songs, of picking the right songs, writing the right songs, talking about what key, talking about the structure of the song. What band are we going to use? We're going to use my band. We're going to use that studio band, or we're going to change this drummer out, or we're going to change this steel player out. This guy's got a better feel on the electric. Every tiny detail. Then in the studio, usually when I go in, it's about 3 days of band tracking. I'll come back sometime later when my vocals are feeling absolutely perfect, and I'll go in and I usually knock out about 6 vocal tracks a day.
Now, do you take like
Wait,
voice
what?
lessons and everything, and
No,
like
I've
doing
never-
vocal exercises, or I'm trying to think. I'm trying like I mostly
I'm a little
cover-
bit of an outlaw on that. Like, I'm sure it would help me, but I've never done it, and I don't want to start doing it now. God gave
You
me
got your sound.
God gave me
Yeah.
a natural ability, and I
Yeah.
don't mess with it. Like today, before it came out, you're taking lemons and you're biting lemons and you're sipping a little bit of Grand Marnier and then drinking a bottle of water, and like just little old school techniques that really work. Like if I don't need to talk, I don't need to talk. Now interviewing with you, this is my vocal warm up. Talking is so much harder on your voice than singing. So being in here and talking, I'm warming my vocals up. Most of mine is like all sinus stuff. You know what I mean? It's like mucus. Like I have the worst allergies of
Me
anybody
too, man.
in the world.
It's the
dude.
worst.
It's horrible.
I got a way bigger nose than you. That's how I blame it on. It's the worst.
But yeah, on vocal days, man, if I'm feeling good, especially with like I do a lot of IV therapy. Try to stay in the gym as much as I can
Yep.
at home. Just be
You look
healthy
like
and
it.
active. When I do it, when I get in the studio, the first thing I do is start out with like a Myers cocktail bag. I'll do an NAD treatment, ozone therapy, and that's kind of day one. And then from that moment, it's just hydrate and have fun. And then by the end of the evening, we always save kind of the rowdier songs for the evening. So like, hey, let's have a cocktail and let's get in here and sing. Let's
Now-
just have
now let's-
fun.
yeah, for sure.
loosen up a little
All
bit.
right, so rodeo guy, platinum musician, incredible songwriter, and you're a biohacker too.
A little bit.
yeah, that's what it
Little
sounds
bit.
like. I don't know if you follow sports, but you sound like you're the Tom Brady. Like you just don't put anything bad in your body until like here and there, like
No, I do.
once in a while.
No, I do. I do.
What's your favorite cheat meal then?
Oh, pizza, man.
Pizza? Have you had any
Yeah.
pizza here?
No.
Oh,
I tried to stay away from it because I know me.
Okay, well,
It's like an
after
alcoholic.
tonight,
Once
after
I get
tonight.
a bite of some Chicago like deep dish, I'm gonna eat the whole thing. Like I
just
can't
be all
yeah.
fat and heavy. sitting
And like
there.
tomorrow morning when I get home, me and my wife are actually going back. We're doing a full hard reset of like a strict carnivore diet. I don't know if anybody knows what that is.
Oh,
but
that's
Yeah,
it's the
like-
best diet there is. If you want to shed weight over a weekend, like your weekend weight, go carnivore for 3 days.
straight up.
10 pounds.
Yeah,
couple
you
days
just
later,
work
yeah.
out a little bit with it and
Yeah.
it just shreds out.
I just a little bit of cardio and there you go.
You were talking about kind of, gifting your fans and rewarding them with, the effort and the money you've put into the production and all that and the songwriting. And it like not even knowing you, it's like through your music, your fans know you because everything is so passionate and personal. Is that always been a goal of yours, style of yours, or is
Yeah, I
that
think
a
so.
recent thing?
It's pretty intentional because whenever I'm off and I'm having my private life, I want to be left alone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want people to know that much about me. I'm a very simple, very private, very protective man, especially of my wife and my kids and my privacy with them at home on the ranch. But me as a person, I have a lot of things that I want to say. I can say those things through my songs. For instance, you could talk about politics or an election or whatever. There's certain things I can't say, man, because just because it's my microphone, I'm not going to say that. Now, me and you sitting around the campfire with a beer, I'll say what I
We'll
want
rip it
to.
up, yeah,
Right.
for sure.
But I can, like on the deluxe edition, there's a song called "Made in the USA." One of the lyrics in the song says, "We can pray when we want to pray, love who we want to love, say what you want to say about us, but we got it made in the USA." That's me getting to say what I want to say without saying it. I get to tell you my life stories. I get to tell you what pisses me off, what makes me happy, what makes me sad. And sometimes you hear songs and you're like, I wonder if he really lived that. Well, probably so. Or it just moved me so much that I went, somebody lived this, and I can wear it like a good shirt and make you believe that it's real. So being able to speak through my art is something that's been an outlet. And I think that when you lose that, it's just a job.
How rewarding is it to see people embrace that authenticity? Like, I feel like we've talked about this all weekend. There's been this resurgence of
Real country music.
and storytelling
Real country music, yes.
and great songwriting. It feels like people are appreciating that, and it's resonating with fans so much more recently.
It means a lot to me because I was told that it wouldn't work.
Really?
When I first went to Nashville, excuse me, record labels that I met with said, "Cowboy hat, not going to work. You're from Texas, not going to work. Your songs aren't what's selling. This is kind of like the summertime beer drinking, cut off short stuff is really what's working. You don't have any of that." So I stuck to my guns, and I'm here. And I really appreciate the resurgence and authenticity because that's my bread and butter. That's where I fit in.
I love it, man. The new album, I know, Till You Can't is on a rocket ship, just continues to build and build and build. But songs like Painter, who I got to give a shout out, our guy Nick, it's cameraman, your biggest fan ever. Yeah,
Thanks, bro.
When we found out we were getting you, he was like, very impressed at how composed he's been right now. But he put me onto that song a couple months ago, and I was like, man, this guy fucking write songs, man. Like I said, it feels like, you're like knowing you, just listening to your
Here's an
music.
interesting point to that. I didn't write that song.
Oh!
Here's the best part. So as a songwriter, you write your songs that are about you. What's more difficult than writing a song is listening to thousands of them, and then you find something like The Painter or Dirt Cheap or Till You Can't, and you go, that song was written for me. Till You Can't sat on a desk for 10 years.
No way.
100%. Nobody recorded it. Josh Phillips with Dirt Cheap, he held on to that song for over 5 years, I think, and just said, I don't really feel like I have anybody that could play it, that could really, really play it. And so whenever you're listening to songs like that, it's harder than writing a song because you're sitting there going, how is this me? Is this 100%? Am I in check with myself enough to say that song is Cody Johnson and I can play that song? And so like when you say that about The Painter, that tells me that I did my job because you believed I wrote it.
Unbelievable.
That's this whole conversation coming full circle like that, it's I have learned so much just speaking to you guys and Red Clay Charades, 49 Winchester, a whole different. I didn't even know that existed. First of all, that song's just kind of like live in the ethos.
It
for
also
a while.
keeps songwriters in business.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of artists that say I'm not recording it unless I write it. Okay, well, what about all these songwriters that go to work every day and they write their butts off and they write songs and they write songs? Well, who's gonna put food on their table?
Right.
Well, I
They
kinda took
deserve
that
that shine.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not great at recording, playing guitar or whatever, but if they can zero in on one exact skill set like songwriting and someone else can bring it to life like you or whoever else, that's awesome. So what do you got next? Where are you heading after Chicago?
Home actually. I'm flying home tonight. Be home. I've got a whole set of cattle to work on Monday. We got to castrate a bunch of calves and brand.
Wait. You're still like a ranch hand?
Yeah. It's on my ranch.
Ranch.
What's
the correct term?
I'm just a rancher, man.
But you're still out there like clipping,
so we got
nuts?
about 20 calves to brand. We'll castrate the bull calves. We'll worm everything and give vaccinations, and then we're gonna move this whole set of cattle from one side of the ranch to the other side to rotate pastures, and then we start on fence and stuff like that. So yeah, I've got a lot of normal.
You guys gonna do a cattle push like in Yellowstone?
No, we actually do the real deal.
Oh, he's throwing fucking guys under the bunch.
We actually do it like the real way.
All right, so you're heading home. I'm sure you're gonna be on tour all next spring. I'm assuming, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Come back and visit, man.
Yeah, come
back.
back and
Absolutely.
visit. And when we interview you next year again, when you're re-headlining the Smokeout on whatever night, I will be asking you to come down to your ranch and brand a cattle because that'd be awesome.
I'm in, man.
That'd be awesome. Well, I'm from Chicago, born and raised in the city, and
It's gonna be a culture shock.
it'd be a culture shock for sure. It'd be a culture shock and it'd be awesome. I did get into hunting though. I like to sit in a
Heck
tree
yeah,
stand
dude.
now.
Heck yeah.
Kill deer. We got the best whitetail in the
Nothing
world
better than
in
that.
Illinois. So
I'm telling you.
Cody,
Oh,
it
Giants.
was a pleasure warming your voice up.
Thanks, guys.
Least we could do.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Crush
for
him
stopping
tonight.
by,
I'm
bro.
looking forward
so
to the
excited to
best
see you, man.
concert
Thank you, brother.
that you
Thank you
put
so
on
much.
ever.